Hello, and welcome to this pick a card reading. This is just a message that could benefit you at this time. Something that you may need to hear, something to get you grounded, to get you checked in with your energy. All right, so we've got group 1 here, group 2, group 3. As always, if you feel drawn to more than one, please listen to that and listen to the groups you feel called to. If you don't feel called to anything, if you feel a lot of confusion, this might not be your message, okay? Also remember to please only take what resonates, okay? If something is negative or confusing for you, you always have the power to cancel, clear, reject, or not take that information on, okay? Also remember the only way to get a hold of us for personal reading inquiries is emailing us, frequencyoftheheart@gmail.com, for personal reading inquiries, at least at this time, okay? If somebody reaches out to you that is not authentic, please be safe, don't get scammed, okay? So with that being said, timestamps are in the comment section below. Let's begin with group 1 to see what your message is. Hello and welcome, group 1. Let's go ahead and see what your message is at this time. So you've got a number 46 here. This is the thinking man, which is very interesting. He is holding a crystal in his hand and also is looking quite old school, quite out of time in a way. So this is about a masculine energy that brings wisdom or understanding, okay? This is about reflection and somebody who could perhaps bring that, okay? This could also be some kind of a teacher or a presence in your life. It doesn't have to be masculine, but that energy can be there, or primarily masculine rather. Or they can be about to arrive soon. This could be somebody who's going to educate you, going to assist you on your path in the direction that you choose, okay? Because it could especially be around spiritual, emotional pursuits, mental pursuits, okay? This is telling you to pay attention for this to come in. This could give you great strides in your growth, okay? And this could also be a loving love interest if it's not a teacher. Could also just be a friend who is masculine, more masculine in energy, okay? But be on the lookout for this guide in the physical world. Be open to this information. Try to learn what you can. This could also bring a new discipline technique, course of study, healing practice, somehow basically just change your life, okay? These people, when they come into our lives, they're positive energies. They're important, and they don't always look, they can not always look how we expect them to. They don't always arrive with like a sign that says, teacher, but they are. Anything else to say for group 1 about this person? Please and thank you. And I feel like even if this is a love or a friend, that there's still a very teaching energy here. You got the card of spring here, so there can be a connection literally to spring. This could also indicate the energy here. We've got Gemini, Taurus, Aries, which are springtime signs, but that's also energies of movement, of material success, of communication, okay, of learning. So those energies are all at play. This could potentially bring in something, as you see with the pentacle here, something new, like a new source of income, even a new business idea. Of course, that new relationship can be represented by the pentacle as well. This can also be a youthful type of earth energy that you could deal with, or you could be here. Anything else for group 1? Please and thank you. I'm going to give it one more shot. Interesting. I do feel this is going to affect your career, okay? This new energy, this guidance. And I feel in the past here, or the recent time around now, well, there's a few things. There could have been some discomfort in your position, with your position in life. You could feel like you're not living into your potential yet, or you're not in a position of power, or you're uncomfortable being in the unknown, or you're not feeling like you have a lot of new ideas, or you feel a bit stuck, or you just don't feel like you are in a balanced or such a healthy place in life that you feel you have the potential to be in, okay? There could also be some troubles you've had with Taurus energy before, or with very stubborn type fixed energy, or with the material, with your money, your world, also with balance, okay? Even a bit of this communicatory energy, even with love, or letting love in a way that feels healthy, balanced, in a way that feels good, okay? I feel like this energy is going to touch on all of that. I do think you'll have a lot of love for this person, or this will bring a lot of love with it. It may bring more ideas to you, and it may help you just see more. Maybe to bring you more into that Empress energy, okay? Could balance your energy out. Anything else for group 1, please and thank you. Rest, reflection, rejuvenation, meditation, prayer, forgiveness of self and others, especially the kind of resting, meditating, praying, reflecting, all of that, whatever it is for you, that allows us to purge, okay, allows us to release. Even breathing exercises allows us to detox, but especially to release air, to release energy with that air is very much called for here. It's definitely here, okay? This can actually speed up the entrance of this person in your life, or the weight of their presence in your life if they're already around, okay? But it can also just help you in general. Anything else for group 1, please and thank you. I keep seeing Libra in reverse in the past here, which is the sign of balance and justice. So things could feel out of balance, they could feel unjust. This could also have to do with not caring about your physical appearance for a while. This could have already happened. If not, then just disregard this piece of information. But for anybody that could resonate with that, it could have been something about maybe your aesthetic will shift a bit coming up here. Maybe you haven't been caring a lot about that. Could also be you've had some kind of a rift or a disconnection from that energy. Could have been hurt by a Libra, Scorpio, or Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Also could feel not that enticed or excited about new emotional opportunities, offers. Could have been something that literally happened in autumn time, or in August, September, October, into November. Not August, sorry, September, October, November. Anything else for group 1 coming in that you want to tell them about, or they should know about? Please and thank you. Nice. There's really a nice revival of hope here. Again, you've got Libra for the 3rd time in reverse, okay? So this is affecting your balance hardcore. This is affecting communication as well, hardcore. Just the things that you've been going through are being, it's touched on this subject. Could also be to do with communication in the mother and losses or defeats. But there's a revival and a renewal of hope here. I see a really strong focus on that Taurus and that Libran energy and air energy in general, which again is the mindset, the mental, the way we communicate. Pisces could be a healer for you in the process. Even just gently, they could just trigger something, some kind of a purging. You've got a guide here, you've got this teacher or this friend or this lover here. And you've got ghosts of the past here. You've got yourself here. And you very well may have things around your money and your material and your grounded energy here as well. And also action towards those things. So I feel there's kind of a reformatting that's about to come up through all of this. Something that shifts the way that you work brings things maybe into better balance or helps you understand certain secrets of life, if you can call them that assists you in navigating and reviving those hopes, reviving those ideas, or bringing new ideas up, feeling an energy of balance, feeling more comfortable in the unknown and finding balance within that space. Like, everything doesn't have to be going perfectly or going right for you to feel a sense of ease, for example, or confidence or security or calm, okay? So you guys, that's what we have for you. Sending you lots of love. Take care of yourselves and be well. Hello and welcome, group 2. Let's see what your message is. Nice. It is a 32, door 2 spirit. Maybe you felt like you wanted to look at both 3 and 2, but you are in the right place for 2 here. Could also just be that you are about to unify or bring something into balance on one particular path, okay? This is about spiritual awakenings and new beginnings, okay? This basically is a door opening into the expansive energetic realm where all new beginnings originate, okay? You have a lot of guidance coming through. It could be spirit energies. These are literally orbs of light here. A lot of peace that is considered as well here. Okay. Kind of giving you more clarity, leading you into more clarity and a deeper understanding of your eternal identity. All right. Which is basically, as this would say, the source of all true value and true power. Okay. This is basically an unlimited potential where this takes you. Changes that happen here will reach deep into the core of your being, okay? This also heralds your increasing powers in the spiritual arts and a deepening connection with the spirit world. Don't be surprised if you find yourself becoming more intuitive, okay? More aware of spirit's presence or more powerful in your own healing practices. Now is the time to open up to the unexpected guidance and inspiration of spirit and to the magic and power of true identity. That is very interesting, especially how this is talking about your identity within all of this. I'm going to be understanding more of what you are, okay? How you work, how you function. Very expansive energy. Can be a little scary sometimes. It's not something to be afraid of. It's very natural. But it can feel a little overwhelming or a little scary to have, if you just look at the expanse that is through this door. Even if it looks cozy in the door, what's through the door itself is whoa. Just know that if new things are coming online or activating or increasing, or you're on an adventure, here of self-discovery and spiritual awakening, it's okay to have moments where you feel maybe nervous or afraid or uncertain or overwhelmed, or even if you have some anxiety at some moments or something. I am not saying you will. You may feel totally awesome in this energy and have no qualms whatsoever, but I'm simply saying that if you do, it is okay, it is normal, and it's not something to be afraid of, okay? We don't need to be afraid of being afraid, okay? It's okay to feel what we feel, and it's actually hard to fear too deeply when we aren't afraid of fearing, because sometimes we're just afraid of the fear itself, truly. So if you could find like a mindset or an item or maybe more just a mantra or a way of breathing, or do something for you in case this ever becomes overwhelming, that may really help you through this time. But in general, I would say just surf the wave, go with it. This is awesome. Anything to add for group 2? Please and thank you. Interesting. Now there can be some energy around the mother that presents itself in this process. Ooh, apologies. Something connected to mother energy that you could find a challenge and an opportunity all in one. Okay? There can be some restrictive vibes or energies around, unless your mom's a Capricorn, then it could be more about that. But I'm seeing Saturn influence, like where there's a bit of a restricted energy. It's not there to hurt you or to block you. If anything, it's there to be seen as an opportunity to bring this energy forwards. It can feel like I can't do this or I can't get past this because this is here, but that's actually not the case. This is here and it's good to see that. But this does not have to hold you forever. For some of you, the mother energy restricted your expression. And remember, when we talk about mother energy, it doesn't have to be your mother directly. It can be an authority figure that took that place, or it can be that energetic place in your life in general, even if you never knew your mother or were disconnected. This place can still hold. And what I feel that it holds at times is a bit of a judgment. This is okay, this is not, a way of looking at life that can feel very fixed or very grounded sometimes. This could actually affect your material world, your money at times as well. I feel that this extra sensory, this almost supernatural energy that you've got here, the spiritual awakening, this door, it's like if you need confirmation going by this message, based on this message, this has so much value, potential, possibility, and reality to it, just because it's not fixed here in this very earthy energy, or just because this is something that someone ingrained into you that was not worth anything, or not, or just whatever. There's too many different things there that could be, but whatever it is, that's not the case. Listen to your intuition here. Listen to your heart here. Listen to what's go with what's happening. We sometimes have this response to fight things, and I understand that there's a reason for that, and that can be useful and very, very important at times. But during this time, I feel for you, group 2, it's really about embracing this. I don't feel you need to be afraid of this door. I feel that it just needs to be embraced, and that if you are afraid, you need to embrace your fear and be with yourself there, and acknowledge that new things are scary, or expansion can be exhilarating and scary at the same time, or whatever it is. As usual, there's so much information in the message that the articulation is a bit challenging. But I do feel this will definitely play on your resources, your judgments, how you've been judged, how you depend on others' resources, the mother energy and how that's affected you, challenges it may have brought with material or communication, being mothered or being restricted. It will highlight this and give you movement, okay? You may not see that movement in the physical realm, but it's there. In spirit, it's been there. It is there, okay? Anything else to say for group 2? Please and thank you. Yeah, there's this sense of vulnerability that's coming out to play here with this energy, okay? So with this expansion, it can test our ego, it can test our stability, it can test our sense of strength, of power, of how in control we feel or don't feel. It can not only test that, but more so reveal that, okay? Because it's not really here to like push and prod. It's more here to reveal, so that you can grow, okay? So as I see this and read this, there's just a feeling of being a bit exposed, being a bit out of control, being a bit vulnerable, that's being highlighted. It's not new. It's always been here. It's been here. Again, I'm connecting this a bit to the mother energy, but just in general, it's here from life and different things that have happened, okay? You could have a sibling, some of you as well. by the way. Just I'm seeing the 2 there. Maybe the sibling shares similar feelings, if that's the case, to you about this experience, though I feel one was more nurtured than the other. And I'm feeling almost like that was the other one, for those of you who resonate, okay? It's not that it meant to be unequal, but it just naturally could have been at times, all right? That won't be for everyone, but there's good things too, you know. This is just one angle here. This is just one aspect. So definitely seeing that vulnerability. It's natural and normal to feel vulnerable, to feel uncertain. Again, when we expand, grow, shift, change, especially when it kind of comes to us, okay, rather than us to it. Even though I do feel you came to this expansion at many points, sometimes it happens later. It's not directly. I feel like there's not, you know, people talk about the mirror, how we mirror each other in relationships or in the world. I feel this message now that there's more than one mirror. There's not just one mirror. There's many mirrors from many different angles, reflecting many different facets and many different sides of things, okay? I really feel, and I felt this a bit with group 1 as well, that there is some kind of a change connected to your money or your material world, your physical, like, things, even jobs, okay, here. The irony is, through your vulnerability, you actually feel a greater sense of empowerment. You could disconnect from an earth energy. That's your choice if you do so, or it's something that you see the value in doing, I feel. It's something important and valuable because it also would disconnect you from restriction. If it's not an earth energy, it can be job, it can be boss, it can be material, something material, money-wise. This is going to be very empowering to your communication and your mindsets if you do so. When you do so, if you've already done so, and even when you feel vulnerable or a bit out of control, there's going to be other ways that you feel a greater sense of that power, okay? And that's going to shine. And it's important to see that duality if you can. It's not just one or the other. Both are existing simultaneously. Anything else here for group 2? Please and thank you. Some of you could also lay down your hat to stop trying to be the King of Pentacles, to stop trying to be somebody who's very focused on the material pursuit here or the earthly realm. Maybe you are going to kind of, I don't want to use the word advance out of that, but it's the word that comes for right now, because you are in a process of advancing, okay, of advancement. So if somebody were to begin in the swords energy and to move into a new, it would still be an advancement. It's not so much about the energy itself being less or more. It's just the fact that you're going to be, you know, transitioning into something new. Anything else to say here, Spirit, for group 2? Please and thank you. You're almost at in a cyclic close here. I just visualized outside like a bomb, a big one. It reminds me of like a big, like a nuclear type. And that's really interesting to me because what it felt, it didn't really feel like fear. It felt more like change. But it's like the explosion, the sudden explosion into change. I have a feeling that this, when this cycle closes or finishes for you, it'll go out with a bang. It'll be a big one. I do see a lot of Saturn connected to mom, connected to either job, the material world, or a partner who is an earth energy dominantly, and to the cycle, the karma, okay? I'm seeing these at play here. These are all teachers. They're part of teaching. And of course, with Saturn, there is that energy of death, of transition, endings, transformation, and death. Doesn't mean somebody will die. It just means that the energy of death itself is around. I feel like we go through many deaths in our life as people. Spiritual deaths, energetic deaths, deaths of identity, of character, of an old phase, you know. This is about you holding on a bit to something emotionally. It's also not doing the work sometimes. And it does not to say you're not doing enough. It's just sometimes it's challenging to know how to journey within emotionally, to find our strength within emotionally, to find the time to do that, how to do that, where to begin. Pisces energy can assist you here if you want assistance with that. That 12th house energy, that Piscean energy, even dreaming can help give you clues, okay? But also all things in their own time. Sometimes we just can't force our emotions away from someone or something. But if we're too attached to something and we ignore ourselves in the process, then when it is changed or taken away, it can feel only like a loss, and we can sometimes miss the picture in that for longer than we need to. Some of you haven't let go of some of the resentment around a mother energy or around the home here. And you're not ready to have a new beginning emotionally on an entirely new level because of that. It hasn't matured here yet or primed itself enough yet. Could also be you're very resistant to or not wanting to resolve something and have a beginning with someone like a mother energy, or even a connection that reminds you of that. You could be afraid of that still, and that could be a hard one to access. Looks like you've recently pulled yourself out of waiting here. I am seeing a lot of Piscean energy and water energy in reverse. So you could have also been moving away from that energy these days, whether it's a person or just a way of being. You could be less reflective in that space. I do feel a lot of changes in the energy that you're working with. It's the elements as well that you're working with here. All right, group 2, I think I'm going to leave it there for you guys. I feel like really good changes are coming up and out of this. I do feel like you need to breathe. Easier said than done, but sometimes you just need to breathe yourself through the moments, and it's probably good not to suffocate or to bury, reject, or deny when stuff keeps popping up, like really intense emotions. Or anxieties, or if you notice that you're trying to check out more often, okay, pay attention to these things. Your active participation in everything will make, I think, things a lot clearer and easier to deal with, because if we shove everything down, it's going to come up in one way or another. And I do think there's some things emotionally that just, they want to be recognized if nothing else. They want to be seen if nothing else. Your body, your mind, your heart, your spirit, it wants certain validations, I think, even though your spirit doesn't really want, but there is a desire there for validation from yourself to yourself, of whatever needs to be validated, whatever experience or feeling or reality that you are facing, whatever it is that you need. All right. Also, I hear the song Creep, but especially the whatever that you need, whatever that you want. You're so special. Okay, so Take care, you guys. Sending you lots of love. Hello and welcome, group 3. Let's go ahead and see what your message is at this time. All right, so this is an acknowledgement. You guys may have been drawn to group 2 before you. Not all of you, but it's possible. This is an acknowledgement of some sort of anxiety, stress, worry. This could be a time where you've been feeling an increase of that, okay? There's a reminder here that some of that is kind of about something that could actually be moving away or be a lot further away than it feels, or be a lot more mental or more in the distance than it can seem at times, okay? Anxiety can be a message, and I know when anxiety strikes, it's not necessarily the time. Sometimes it's hard if it's really intense to try to analyze it, but outside of those moments can be a good time to look within ourselves and see, exactly what it is that is causing us anxiety, to really just face it and to see what is it. Just that acknowledgement alone, especially if you're able to talk about it, release it, or share it with someone or in some way, can assist. All right, there is something that anxiety is trying to tell us. Maybe it's something we've repressed or suppressed. Maybe there's certain traumas that we really need to give ourselves a safe space to be nurtured from. Okay, maybe it's just human struggles and survivals, things this way. Either way, you're being, seen, you're being acknowledged here for this. What else would you like to say to group 3? Please and thank you. I do see long-term investments here, things that could take a while to show you some kind of reward or gain, but that are really these long-term energies. Okay, you could have anxiety worrying about something as well. Is it ever going to come through or turn out? Is it worth it? Maybe it hasn't so far. We've got Virgo energy here as well. All right, that could give you some sort of anxiety. Especially if you feel like your investing is like a gamble sometimes, or you're really in it for the long haul. You may have a hard time letting yourself dream for the best. I feel a lot of bravery here. I feel like you have been brave, going for what it is that you love or desire, following your adventure and your expansion and your fortune, okay? And I mean fortune energetically, Jupiter energy. You could have pursued that with bravery, and maybe things didn't turn out so far how you thought they would, and that's part of that anxiety. Maybe there's a lack of trust with self or with the material, okay? But you followed your inspiration. I feel you're very strong, very brave to do that, and there's absolutely nothing to feel like you did wrong there for following that inspiration or fighting for something like this. This is really beautiful for those of you that resonates with, okay? Anything else here for group 3, please and thank you. Apparently there should be a group 4 as well in this reading, but here we are. There's a vulnerability here. You could be feeling out of control, okay? Could also be separation with a Leo, or a distance from Leo energy, or a distance from a part of yourself if you've got Leo placements, okay, that are in significant positions. Maybe you're feeling a bit distanced from those positions. For example, if you had Leo rising, maybe you are distancing yourself from expressing in a particular way, or performance, or socialization. Or maybe you've got Leo Mercury. Maybe you are not communicating or tapping into the communication around your needs or your demands, what you expect as a person. Okay, that kind of an energy. Leo moon, it's going into these placements also where they are, what house your Leo is in, looking to what that corresponds to, and maybe that's a subject matter that could use your attention. There's emotional attachments here, emotional journeys we have yet to take as well that could be connected to some of this anxiety. Saw some similar energies in group 2. If you didn't feel drawn there, no worries. Don't, need to watch, but just saying. Anything else here for group 3, please and thank you. You could just feel like you can't manage it all, or in the past you made a choice. You had 3 different things, or you tried to balance 3 different paths here, 2 different paths. Maybe you wonder, did I make the right choice? Especially when it comes to money, work, or foundations, material things, relationships, things in your physical. I'm seeing a seahorse here as well, which is interesting. Makes me think about how seahorse dads take care of the babies. Anything else here for group 3, please and thank you. Some of this anxiety could be about you breaking out of systems of control or moving away from authority. That could feel a bit foreign or a bit intense at times. You could feel like you're not able to guide this on your own, or a bit forlorn even at times. That word is coming through for some reason. Maybe this creates an identity crisis, or a crisis within yourself, or a lot of overthinking, or just thinking like, I don't know how to do this. It can be hard to move into new structures and systems. Okay? I do feel that a lot of this anxiety has been accumulated in the past, okay? And I feel like you're moving towards something different. I also feel you're already starting to be surrounded with, or surrounded by, the fruits of your labor, the successes, material successes. And it's important for you to recognize that fully, okay? Because it is actually here and there. It may not be to the height that you hope it will be, or that you want it to be, or need it to be even. But it is there. And it's important to see that. You are your own authority, okay? And you are capable of being that. Step by step, zoom in. When in doubt, zoom in. Breath by breath, step by step. Take it in small bits. Okay? If you function as a more emotional or inspired being rather than a logical one, fine. Just fine. That is totally fine. That's the way you work. And if that's the system that feels right for you, try to trust what feels right for you. Okay? When you're, veering off, or when you're not doing what really feels right for you, or you're not being true to that, and you're using that as an excuse. And if you don't know, then it might be time to get more deeply in touch with the self, okay? And to communicate some of these truths with yourself. I do feel you've also been trying to open up and work on your receptivity, on receiving. Whether it's emotions, gifts, energy, but receiving something here. This could be connected to childhood. That could also be playing on some of that anxiety, because you're feeling maybe vulnerable or feeling exposed. Your shield isn't up the way it normally is. And that's okay, but it doesn't always feel okay. All right, and this is positive because it implies a lot of healing work has been done, or a lot of just natural healing and change is occurring, okay? Anything else for group 3? Please and thank you. All right, you guys, I think that's what we have for you. I send you a lot of love. Please be well. Take care of yourself. Remember, you can always look inside yourself for the answers. You know a lot more, I think, than you give yourself credit for at times, right? So take care.